the most important party is Israel.
Why is Israel not part of the signatory?
We will wipe out Israel and America from the map of the world.
So now they have signed this MOU.
I don't know. See, MOU is only a piece of paper.
The strategy of Israel is very clear. If you come at us, we will destroy.
We need to go back to a history book of the world to understand the current geopolitics.
Israel is now slowly becoming isolated.
Exactly. See what you saw yesterday, that America has already almost left them.
Hi, welcome to the Christian Citizen. Today we have a very esteemed guest with us. He has been a journalist for several years in the Middle East. He has authored more than 24 books, and he's also a historian. So let's welcome Dr. Babu K. Verghese.
Namaste. What a joy to be here with your channel. The best. Let's have a good.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for being here. So today we have a lot to cover. You have been a journalist in the Middle East for many years, and you definitely have direct contacts over there. So what are you hearing?
Something very exciting. Today we are living in exciting times. The whole geopolitics is very, very pertinent, very prophetic. What's happening now is not only going to affect this generation, but generations to come. For example, the latest, what's happening in Iran with the US Accord and MOU, Memorandum of Understanding, is very, very exciting. Yesterday, it was supposed to be signed in Switzerland, but it didn't.
Yeah,
They already started fighting.
Correct. So even what I recently read is what the Vice President of US, J.D. Vance, was supposed to travel to Geneva, but they cancelled it.
Yes. They blame Israel that Israel is continuing to attack Lebanon.
Correct.
But Israel is saying why Lebanon is not stopping, Hezbollah is not stopping attacking Israel. Same thing. Very unfortunately, in that peace accord, we don't see Israel involved. It's very natural. It's an agreement between Israel and between US and Iran.
Yeah.
But the parties involved, definitely the most important party is Israel.
But why is Israel not part of the signatory?
Something very mysterious. They together use at the.
Because they are expected
Yes.
to adhere to the MOU, but they are not a signatory to the MOU.
Exactly.
So why would they adhere to it? Because they never agreed to it.
That's a mystery. That's a real mystery. That's why they say we are not bound to by that. See, on behalf of Israel, Mr. Trump has signed MOU that Israel will not attack the Hezbollah.
Correct.
That's the whole core issue now.
But then somehow you also have to figure that Hezbollah should not attack Israel.
They should not.
Because at the end of the day, if somebody is attacking my house, then I am bound to defend my house.
Yes. See, the whole thing started from October 7, 2024, where suddenly Hamas attacked Israel.
Correct.
Then Hamas, Houthis, Hezbollah, Islamic Jihad, and all proxies of Iran started attacking Israel.
Correct.
So Israel claims that they are only defending themselves. We don't attack anybody. It's a fact, in fact. They have to defend.
Correct.
But for the last 47 years, Iran has been telling 47 years, we will wipe out Israel and America from the map of the world.
In fact, Iran used to be a very moderate country before 1979.
Yes.
When IRGC took over.
Yes.
Since IRGC's taken over
Yes.
the reins, Iran has become a little radical Islam country. Don't you think?
It's very unfortunate. Israel, Iran, Persia was one of the finest countries in the world.
Correct.
They were very prosperous. They were friendly with Israel, friendly with every other Arab and non-Arab countries. But suddenly, when this extreme fanatic group took over, things have changed.
In fact, Persia is mentioned in the Bible by name.
Yes.
Israel, obviously, Israel is there in the Bible, but even Persia is mentioned in the Bible.
Yes.
There are kings of Persia that I think have ruled Israel,
Yes.
and there's so much history behind,
Exactly.
and there is a lot of prophecy around Persia, which is Iran today.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, so we'll get to that a little later. So, what do you think about? So now they have signed this MOU,
Yes.
which in a day is already in a difficult situation. Uh, it's not being fully adhered to. But I think the US will continue the stand that they will keep on, running with this MOU.
Yeah, but
But how strong is the MOU? What do you think?
I don't know. See, MOU is only a piece of paper. The people who have to really make decisions is the proxies of Iran and Iran itself and also Israel. See, as long as Iran says our policy is to wipe out Israel and America, unless that is stopped, war will not stop. Now, it's not easy. But remember, all these issues are not new. We need to go back to a history book of the world to understand the current geopolitics, the contemporary politics and economics of the world. We can understand only with one history book known as the Bible. But now, when I say the Bible, you may not like it. Whether you like it or not, the fact is that Bible is not a religious book, not a Christian book, not a Jewish Christian book. It is a history book given by the Creator God.
It
That
does
we need to
record a
accept.
lot of history.
Lot of history. See, Bible has the history of the world past, present, and future. That's the greatest significance of this book. So we need to go back to what and how this nation of Israel what was their origin and what will happen to them, what has happened to them. So what's happening now is nothing is new. Nothing is new. It's all written. I tell you, it's all written in the Bible.
And we should look at that. We should get into that in a little while.
Yes.
Okay. But where do you see we are right now in biblical prophecy, or where are we? Because
Yes.
now see the background of it. This Israel claims they own they are the descendants of this land. They existed from, I don't know, 5,000-6,000 years in that on that land. Palestine's or these neighboring countries say that it's their land. The fight goes on, and it's looks like it will go on forever. These people don't want Israel to exist. Israel wants to exist, so it defends and fights back.
Yes.
And the strategy of Israel is very clear. If you come at us, we will
Yes.
not we will destroy you.
Exactly.
So you don't come at us, you leave us alone, and nothing happens. But if you come at us, we will definitely go after you.
Yes.
And
See,
we will go after you in many folds.
the problem of this understanding is that Israel is an invader. They have invaded the Palestinian land. But what is the fact? In 1948, May 14, it was the United Nations and other nations of the world has said that Israel, the Jewish people, should have a land of their own. So it was under the United Nations covenant, they got that land. But again, that one land, they lived there earlier. Israel has a story of 3,800 years. It starts with the recorded history in Genesis chapter 12 onwards and later. So if you wanted to know the history of Israel, it is actually the origin we see in the book of Genesis and then other places. From Genesis chapter 12 to Malachi chapter 4, it is the story of the whole nation of Israel, how people and nations like Egypt, Assyria, Rome, Persia, Babylon, how they dealt with Israel. The whole story is there. All these nations around Israel about their history is recorded in the Bible, and Bible is a record of what happened to the nation of Israel all through the history. They were thrown out of their land, and they have been persecuted so much, but they kept their culture, they kept their language, they kept their religion. In some way, They were always, those scattered around, have been praying one thing, next year in Jerusalem, next year in Jerusalem. Thus, in 1948, May 14th, Israel was officially, internationally recognized as a nation based in the land of Israel or Palestine.
And I think it was also a fallout of the Holocaust. That the world saw the terrors and the atrocities that were levied on Israel. Israel meaning the Jews
Yes.
of that time.
Yes.
And the world realized and recognized that it is best to give them a land,
Yes.
which is actually their ancestral land historically.
Yes.
And they were given that land.
Yes.
And I think what I've heard is when they were given that land, there weren't a lot of people who were living on that land as
Yes.
such. So they came and they developed that land. That's what they claim. They developed that land. But I also feel currently, this current scenario is with all the developments, Israel is now slowly becoming isolated. So in 1948, the world came together, UN came together and gave lands to Jews. We call it Israel. Now Israel is slowly getting isolated, which is, I think, also part of the biblical prophecy.
Exactly. See what you saw yesterday, that America has already almost left them.
Yeah,
It is all written in this book, the Bible.
right.
In this book, it's written, at last, Israel will be all alone. Everybody will be leaving them. That's going to happen.
That's what we're seeing right now.
Yeah,
We are seeing how that is happening because I think one of the strongest defenders of Israel is US.
Yes.
And currently, the scenario is, I think the US is also questioning whether they should ally fully with Israel or not.
Yes. You see, nothing, little things more than that. According to the Bible, at present, there may be a kind of calm before the storm. Meanwhile, Iran, Turkey, Russia, Sudan, and Libya will join together to attack for the final day, for the final act, attack Israel and annihilate them. There's a plan. It's all written in the Bible. Ezekiel chapter 37 to 39 is written there.
Yes, absolutely. So where do we stand then in that case? Hamas invaded, killed a lot of people in Israel.
Yeah.
Then Israel went to war with Hamas, and then Iran got involved.
Yes.
Then Iran, the 12-day war happened.
Yes.
Then at the end of the 12-day, US dropped bombs on Iran for issues related to nuclear
Yes.
development.
Yes.
And now we are again in a war situation, which is now in the ceasefire stage, and the MOU is signed. Israel is not a signatory to the MOU,
Yes.
but US wants Israel to follow the MOU. So this is the situation where we are right now. What is ahead from you? What does your study of the biblical prophecies and the current scenario, even the fact that Israel is slowly getting isolated because of the continuous wars it's getting involved in, a lot of people are sort of now a little hesitant to support Israel. So where are we right now?
See,
In that timeline of prophecy.
yes, according to the Bible, there could be some kind of peace understanding for the time being. So then, in that case, the nations of the world will become prosperous. Meanwhile, this will also affect the economy of the world. According to the Bible, what's going to happen is a worldwide economic recession is going to take place. In that case, there will be chaos around, there will be wars and rumors of wars and violence everywhere. There will be economic slump down, inflation will go up, and then there will come, according to the Bible, a man who would come and say, I will fix it. I call him Mr. Fix It is going to take place. See, a new, Trump also was telling, a new economic world order is coming. A new political world order, new world order is coming. Economic, one world government, one world economy, one world religion, one world digital control, one world currency, one world banking is going to come. It's all written in the Bible, a new world order. The whole technology is at that. Now, one world communication system, right? Now, you are all vast under a pin. Your telephone is enough to control you, to watch you. You're buying, you are selling, everything is written in the Bible. So all these technological developments, economic upheavals that you see here, it's all recorded in the Bible. Then it will happen that there will be an economic issue, there will be a worldwide famine coming in. Meanwhile, one man will come up. He is called Mr. Fix-It, or he is called the Antichrist. I need to explain that. See, I have written all those things in my book, Tomorrow, the Future of the World. As a journalist in the Middle East, I was looking at what's happening in the geopolitical arena and also the Bible. I related these two great books, Geopolitics and this Bible, and have gathered conclusions on this. So accordingly, one man, smartest man the world has ever seen, will come up before the world arena. He said, I will fix your problem. So world will accept it, and also Israel will accept it. He is going to have a 7-year covenant with Israel. Now the latest, for the last several years, Israel has been asking for, since AD 70, where they lost their temple. So they are ready to set up a temple. The Temple Institute I have seen there in Jerusalem.
Yes.
They are ready for that to set it. Within 3 weeks they can set up a temple.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Yes.
I've heard that.
Then what happened? This man, the smartest guy, Mr. Fix-It, will come. He said, I will have a covenant with you. 7-year covenant he is going to have.
And they will be allowed to build.
Yes. He will help them to set up a temple, a Jewish temple, and sacrifice will begin. But what will happen is, first 3.5 years will be very friendly with Israel. At the middle of that, of the 7 years, after 3.5 years, he will put up his idol, his statue in the temple. They said, come on, worship me, I am God. Then they will say no. Then there will be great tribulation. Bible calls it the greatest tribulation the nation of Israel is going to take place. But then according to the Bible, there's a group of people who are known as Christians, Christ lovers. See, there are only two groups of people in this world, Christ lovers or Christ rejectors. So according to the Bible, the Christ lovers suddenly will be taken up. We call it the rapture.
Okay.
Suddenly that's going to happen as these geopolitics is taking place.
This will happen during the tribulation.
We don't know. I'm not going to make any statement, but there are several views. I personally believe it will take place before the Great Tribulation. Okay.
During.
Yeah, but
this is your view.
Maybe during or earlier. Early, that's what my premillennial is, my teaching. But I'm not worried about that. I'm not looking for Great Tribulation. I'm not looking for Antichrist. I'm looking for Christ to come.
Yeah.
So now accordingly, what will happen is those who believe in Jesus Christ, all will be gathered, taken up within the twinkling of an eye, and we all will be there in heaven for 7 years. Then we will, during that time, this Mr. Fix-It, Antichrist will rule this world, and then Armageddon war will take, I told you, Israel and, not Israel, Iran and Turkey and Russia and Sudan and Libya will join together with other countries to attack. That war is known as War of Armageddon. That's almost 7 years. They will have tribulation. Then the new nation of Israel will cry, Messiah come, Messiah come. Then soon after 7 years, Jesus will come down along with all Jesus lovers and come down, and Jesus' feet will touch Mount Olivet. Mount Olivet will divide into two. See, when I was in Israel, I'll tell you the story.
Yeah.
In Israel, my guide told me, sir, this Mount Olivet will divide into two. He said, so geologists, the Hilton Hotel wanted to build a hotel there. Then what happened was, the geologist said, no, don't rebuild it, it will divide. I said, it's already written in the book. In the Bible it's written, when the feet of Jesus touches the land, the Mount Olivet, it will divide into two. Then Jesus and the Christ lovers will rule the world for 1,000 years from Jerusalem. See, that is why it's important. Jerusalem is important. The world is going to see a leader ruling the world. Jesus Christ is going to take over the rule of the world. So what we see in currently in Israel is only the beginning of it. Now today we have the age of grace. Now age of millennium is going to come, the rule of Jesus.
So then, uncle, where are we? What is going to happen immediately now?
See, these things of time-bound questions are for we people. But God has a master plan that's being executed irrespective of what we understand in the geopolitics. Now, in geopolitics, what's going to happen is America is going to not to have their superpower. They will face a lot of problems, economic problems, social and political.
America will face.
America will face. America's are the super policeman. That power will win them, right?
Okay.
And then China, Russia, Turkey, Iran, all those people will slowly have their problems, but they also will be stronger and stronger. Quietly, they will become powerful with arms race. They will be building up their arms. Iran will never leave their bombs. Iran will never leave their missiles and things like that. So Iran will be supported by Russia and Turkey. And also China also will join them because they are anti-American. So
Correct.
China will have a greater say. Then meanwhile, because all of these politics, NATO will lose its power, America will lose its power. So Europe will lose its power. It will be a lot of political problems, socio-religious issues also.
We're already seeing these things right now.
Exactly.
Already.
It's already
playing out. These things are already playing out. The NATO, other than America, the entire NATO seems to be a little weak.
Exactly.
Even though they have nuclear nations within NATO, apart from America, there are some other nuclear nations over there. Yet somehow they feel it seems that they're a little weaker right now. If you remove America, they don't really have much of a fighting strength over it. And what you're saying about China and Russia and Iran and these people, they are slowly becoming more powerful.
Exactly.
China is really becoming more powerful, even in the not just in weaponry, but even in AI. And AI will be very much integrated into the weaponry.
Yes.
So all that will be used.
Exactly.
And China is competing very strongly with America on the AI front as well.
Yeah.
On the other fronts as well, but even in the AI race, China is always trying to compete and if not copy, I mean really compete.
But ultimately, what comes to the fact is that all these nations will be against Israel. See, if the Bible is written, they are a trembling nation. They are going to be a nation which everybody is trembled about. Everybody is concerned about. Israel has become the centerpiece of world politics and economy.
And the hatred for Israel is so much. I'm talking about the MOU that is signed between America and Iran right now. And Pakistan is the signatory to that.
Exactly. Exactly.
And in this MOU, one point that America has said, other than that, it seems that America has given more
Yes.
than taken.
Exactly.
What we read in
Yes,
the MOU.
yes.
And only one point that is on the American side is that Iran will not produce or purchase the nuclear weaponry.
But do you trust them?
I don't. That's what I was going
That's
to
a
say.
problem.
They will continue building it. They will
Yes.
sign anything, but they will continue building it.
Exactly.
And I think nuclear is somewhere related to the firepower that Bible talks about in the
Exactly.
prophecies.
Exactly.
In the wars, there are a lot of firepower and there are a lot of it's not just normal missile.
Yes.
It looks, when you read those things,
Yes.
it looks like it is going to be something like a nuclear war.
Yes, exactly. That's what is written in the Bible. So nothing happens in this world which is not written in the Bible. But we are reluctant to accept it. Very unfortunate. If you know the Bible, understand it, you are so secure. You exactly know what's going to happen. So nuclear force will be used in the end. There is no doubt about it. That's going to be an instrument to keep people in fear. Now, as I said, the immediate thing, whether you accept it or not, is going to take place is the coming of Jesus Christ. You may think this fellow is talking religious stuff. It is not religious stuff. Jesus Christ came 2000 years ago and died for us, for our sins on the cross of Calvary. He was buried. He rose again on the third day. He said in John's Gospel chapter 14, I will go and come back to take you to be with me. Jesus is, so next immediate thing going to happen is the coming of Jesus Christ. As I said earlier, explained to you, all those who believe in Jesus will be taken up. Then for 7 years we'll be there. during that 7 years, and the Antichrist will be there. Then he will come back. That's all that's going to happen. So this current geopolitics is heading towards the final slowdown, countdown of the happening of Christ coming. That's all I would say. That day is not far off. Day is not far off. We are closing in to the final times of the world, end times of the world.
Yeah, and if people who watch this and they are not from, say, a Christian background,
Yes.
and they think that okay, he's talking about Bible.
Yes.
It's not really. We're not talking about Bible as a religious book. We're talking about from Bible, because Bible has proved to be accurate when it comes to whatever it has prophesied. So whatever it has prophesied, a lot of that has already happened. A lot of that is to happen, and that's what we are talking about. Because when we read Bible, we come to know what is ahead,
Exactly.
or we get a very good estimate, even if we don't understand exactly.
Yeah.
We get a very good estimate of what is likely to happen.
Exactly. We may not understand the timeline, but we understand the sequence of events.
Correct.
See, in the Bible, I told you, it is a history of the world, past, present, and future. It is written there. So it is immaterial whether I accept or you accept Bible or not. Leave it as you don't accept it as a divine book. Even if you don't look at what is happening. What is happening? You read the Bible and read the newspaper. read that. Listen to the channel. It's all converging to this countdown of the coming of Jesus Christ. So that is more important. That's why you need to do that. Whether you accept Jesus or not, this is a fact, but it is up to God. Has given us freedom to accept the truth or not.
Yeah. But what do you say to people? So for us Indians, where do we come into all this?
According to the Bible, according to the biblical teaching, there are two groups of people, Jews and non-Jews. Whether you are American or Indian, it makes no difference. When God looks down to the world, there are only two groups of people, Jews, non-Jews, Israelites or non-Israelites. Then number two, Christ lovers and Christ rejectors. That's all.
I want to just ask you one question.
Let me explain it. So it makes no difference to God. Americans, Indians, Chinese makes no difference. All created by God, but we all have sinned against God. But God sent His Son Jesus Christ to redeem us back to Him. So in the political process, these things will evolve. So it makes no difference. There is no particular reference to America or only reference to the nation of Israel and those who reject Israel.
But a lot of people will say, okay, why Israel? Why Jews? Why are Jews the chosen people? Or why Jews? Why not Indians? Why not Americans? Why not the Europeans? Why not the Africans? Why Jews?
It is said God chose them, but God did not favor them. He chose one community or one person to fulfill His purpose.
So why did He choose Jews?
We just don't know. We have no answer. He chose it. See, now, if I want to go to a place, I have to choose between bus or train or flight. It is my choice. It is God's choice. He just chose someone has to come. Not that He didn't favor them. They were poor, they were small, they were very minority, but God just chose one community. Without any favoritism. It's not favoritism. He could have chosen an Indian. Jesus could have become an Indian or American or Chinese or Vietnamese, a Bengali or anybody. But if God chose that smiley small person, small community from land of Ur in Iraq, Abraham was chosen. So the nation of Israel, the Israelites are the genealogy, are the inheritance of Abrahamic covenant. So God had a covenant with Abraham.
Okay.
So therefore, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob is known as Israel, then you see. But unfortunately, though they were chosen, they were selected to worship Him, to show His power to them. He denied Him. They went after other gods. The whole nation of Israel, from Genesis chapter 12 to Malachi chapter 4, we have the whole story of their rise and fall, how they rejected God. Then In Matthew chapter 1, we see son of Jesus Christ, genealogy, son of Abraham, son of David. That's why it is linked. So he chose it. So Jesus came as the Savior and the Redeemer. He chose them. Simple. There is no favoritism, please. He could have come as an Indian. There is no favoritism. That's why he just came. But what was the news then? Salvation has come to all the world. The grace of God has come to all the world. Though Jesus came through them, salvation is for everybody who believes in him. So there is no favoritism. There is no difference between Jew and a non-Jew. Though Jesus has a special plan for the Jews in the future. That is what we are seeing it in the Middle East, Iran problem.
So from the very beginning of our conversation, you've been talking about the conflict in the Middle East. And it seems from our entire conversation that your opinion is that the Middle East conflict has a lot of biblical prophecies which are becoming true day by day.
Absolutely, yes. See, you cannot separate what's happening in the Middle East and then geopolitics from the historical, prophetical teaching of the Bible. Don't think Bible is a sacred book. We all are talking about secular things. There is nothing like secular and sacred. It's only one history of the world as revealed in the Word of God in the Bible. So accordingly, the next greatest thing is going to happen is that Israel will be under tremendous pressure, though there could be some kind of peace for the time being, but all those nations which we said already are going to come against Israel. But meanwhile, Jesus Christ is going to come. We will be, all those who believe in Jesus will be taken up, caught up together. So the issue is that, am I ready? I have to be ready because there's a judgment seat of Christ. So if we wait for Jesus coming, live like him, we need to love him, live for him, and labor for him. Jesus will take us to be with him and they will return. We are going to rule the whole world. All those who believe in Jesus is going to rule the world for 1,000 years. Then we go to eternity. The King is coming. The question is, are we ready?
Are we ready for the coming of Jesus Christ? That is the conclusion. Thank you, Dr. Babu Verghese. It was a pleasure having you today and hope to see you soon.